What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, and I'm finally here to give you guys my top 5 games of 2017. I'm really excited to give you guys this video because 2017 was really good for games. Yeah, we had some ups and downs towards the end, unfortunately, but you know what? It was still pretty awesome this year. A lot of great games came out, and everyone's list is going to be different. So you might not agree with every game that's on my list this year. Maybe yours is different. Put it down in the comment section below and let me know why you feel that those games are your personal 5 favorites. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, guys. Always remember that. That's why we're all different. It makes life a little bit more interesting. But let's get down to this video. Let's start off with number 5. Resident Evil 7. Guys, Resident Evil 7 was a great game. I love this game because it was Resident Evil going back to what it used to be. Really scary, tense gameplay where you had to really think about every shot you were going to make. You had to really think a lot where you were going to go. Am I going to use this healing item to heal myself? Should I use it now? Should I wait? Should I continue on? Is there going to be another fight ahead of me? You didn't know. You were always on edge and didn't know exactly what the right choice was. And this was a great return to form for Resident Evil. In the past, Resident Evil, I'm not saying I didn't like the older Resident Evil games like Resident Evil 4, 5, 6. They were fine. They were good games. They were great games, in fact. But the scare factor wasn't there. Wasn't as bad as it was in the originals, where you were really just scared shitless and you just didn't know what was going to happen, what was going to be beyond that hallway. You didn't know, and you felt the fear, the intimidation of what this area has in store for you. And Resident Evil 7 brought that back with the Baker family. Fighting Jack Baker was insane. Seeing some of the things he could do, seeing some of the things that all these people could do was awesome. Fighting Mrs. Baker was probably one of the grossest things you've ever fought this year. It was nasty, and that was amazing. The gunplay in the beginning might have taken me a little while to get used to. I'm so used to hardcore FPSs where you can aim down sights. You're a military guy, you're used to it. So I had to adjust back to the whole, you're just a normal guy who can't use a gun professionally, so it was a little while to get used to. But you know what? Resident Evil 7 was a truly fantastic experience through and through, even though sometimes I wanted to pull my hair out during certain scenes. But overall, this game was scary as hell, great graphics, had an amazing story that really compelled you to really care about the person you're playing as, had a great environment, had a great feel to it, had a great soundtrack. Everything was phenomenal. This was a great way to start the year with Resident Evil. Not start the year, but, you know, it came out early 2017, and it was fantastic. I loved it. That's why it lands its way on number 5. Let's move on to number 4. Tekken 7. Guys, Tekken 7, if you're a fighting game fan, I'm not hardcore in the fighters, but I do play them a lot because I do have fun with them. I like to casually sit down and have a good time and enjoy myself, and I have a lot of other fighting game friends that like to play these games a lot, so I gravitate towards them now. And Tekken 7, for a person who's not a hardcore fighter, I could still get into this game and have an amazing time. The roster is all very unique and different, filled with a bunch of different characters that somebody will find the right character for them. Out of all these characters, you're going to find someone that fights for you, that fights the way you feel comfortable. And also, the graphics in this game were awesome. It was long awaited. The story mode was a little but you know what? It was cool to see the way the story progressed. There was a cool treasure battle mode and some customization that wasn't the best, but it was fun to have. The core of this game and why it hit number 4 was because it's so addicting just to come back and play some more online, because the mechanics are so freaking awesome. The constant tensity during a match is amazing. Fighting your friends in a lobby is fantastic. You just want to keep playing this game because the mechanics are so solid. The gameplay is so amazing that you just want to come back to it consistently all the time. Come back and play this game, and it's mostly for the multiplayer. The multiplayer for a fighting game, for me to have not that much single player content and still make me want to come back to it all the time and just constantly play it and still have a great time with friends and smile my entire way through is amazing. A game that is just so amazing like this, I couldn't believe it. I wasn't expecting Tekken 7 to be as great as it was, as addicting as it was, as great mechanically as it was. This game was awesome, which is why it hit my number 4. Let's move on to the next one. Number 3, Injustice 2. Guys, what can I say? I liked the first Injustice. I thought it was a good game, and I thought it was a very fun game. But I wasn't expecting the sequel to really go above and beyond what the first one did. And this game really did that. The guys at NetherRealms really have to be commended because they made a game that is extremely fun, a story that is extremely compelling in a fighting game. They are the best at making their fighting game stories. This game story is so cool, so amazing, so over the top that you really just had a great time through and through. And the freaking facial animations in this game is a huge step up from the first one. I couldn't believe how well done these character models looked, the graphics looked, the voice acting was, the music. This game was incredibly beautiful through and through. Then when we get to the gameplay, it's so much fun. It's incredibly accessible, but also incredibly deep when you start learning how to make combos string together, how to make certain attacks build into one another. Very intense gameplay, and also there is a crap ton of single player content to play in this game. You have the multiverse to keep you busy and constantly unlocking new stuff. You could do the story mode, obviously. Then you could do these AI simulator battles where you can sit there and watch your teams that you make up yourself and just go down there and fight, and all the time you're constantly being rewarded for doing this, which is truly awesome. I gotta commend them for that. But the fact that they have loot boxes in this game, they could have easily gone down the horrible rabbit hole of making us pay for these loot boxes when they didn't. They decided not to do that and just let us unlock it through gameplay, and that was perfect. Having all these different armors, all these different variations on each character was great. And then on top of that, having the option to just keep it cosmetic and turn it into a competitive mode when you're fighting your friends was truly a great decision, because then you could just have it be purely cosmetic and you don't have to worry about, oh man, this person's level 20 with level 20 gear, oh my god, I don't know what to do, I haven't gotten that high with this character. No, you can just turn on competitive mode, boom boom, you guys are fighting. This game is the definition of what a sequel should do for any game, not just a fighter. This game went above and beyond, a bigger roster, better gameplay, great customization, great story. This game was awesome, guys. That's why Injustice 2 lands on my number 3. Now, guys, let's get to the next one. These next 2 games were very hard to choose. Just like with my top 2 movies, my top 2 games this year were extremely tough to choose from. It was not easy to make these last 2. So, let's get there. Number 2. Horizon Zero Dawn. Guys, this was an incredible experience. You know why? This was so unexpected because Guerrilla Games is so famous for doing their Killzone series that when I heard they were making a third-person action-adventure RPG open-world type game, I didn't know what to think. It certainly looked cool through the trailers, but I was like, these guys have never done this. How are they going to do it? They're so used to shooters. Are they going to be able to handle doing an RPG open-world thing like this? My god, was I surprised. Playing this game was absolutely phenomenal. Being this main character, Aloy, she was so compelling. You wanted to know her backstory, and you wanted to know what was going on with this world. How did these dinosaur-like robotic creatures get made? Why are they here? What's going on? How did the world get to this? And the fact that everybody reverted back to tribal ways was also extremely cool, with the way their mindsets were, what they believed in, how they still thought the sun was a god and stuff like that. This was incredible. I loved it. And on top of that, we have to talk about the world they created and just how beautiful it looks. The fact that this is a console game, my goodness, I cannot believe how beautiful this game looks. If you're standing on a hill and you're just looking out in the distance with the sun going down, this game could just be breathtaking, which is why they added a photo mode for you to sit there and have a good time and go crazy with that. This game is just a marvel to be looked at. And then when we get to the gameplay, Not even just the way it looks and everything, the gameplay is solid as hell. You have great third-person shooting action with your bow and arrow, dodging, you can do stealth, you could fight these giant monstrous creatures that have these guns on them, that if you use the right weapon, you can knock off the gun, grab the gun, use it against your opponent, and dominate the battlefield. The game was always feeling challenging without feeling too challenging and making you angry, while being fun and just making you think without ever making me go, I'm freaking pissed off. And that's a great balance. To be challenging but fun is very tough to do, but they did it miraculously. This was a great game, and that's why it is on my number 2. Now guys, let's get to number 1. Breath of the Wild. I know I did not review this game on my channel. It's because I got it way late in the game. There were still tons of games coming out, and I just couldn't fit it into my review schedule. But you know what? We're going to do a small little mini review here, and I'm going to talk about why this game is at my number 1. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a truly awe-inspiring game. When I first loaded up the game and you walk out from your sleep, you're looking at the world with fresh eyes, and you're just like, wow, this little system is able to show you a world so vast, so different in every little hemisphere of it. You have tropical areas, you have volcanic areas, you have forest areas, you have a desert area, and everything that you can see, you can literally climb, you can go up to, and you want to. That's the beauty of Breath of the Wild. You can go explore. You're not forced to do anything. There's literally, the world is open for you. Do what you want. Here's what you have to do, like, for the main story, but you don't have to go there. It's just there. We're just going to keep reminding you a little bit, like on the main menu of like, hey, your main quest there, but go do what you want. And I just felt like a kid again, just running around Hyrule and just exploring, just finding little shrines, figuring out what they do, learning little mechanics that, like, when it's too cold outside and you have a fire weapon, you can put it on your back, it'll warm you up, even if you don't have the warmest clothes on, which is truly awesome. The amount of little details that Nintendo went through to make this game is, you've gotta commend them for it. On top of it, they have an amazing cooking system that you could just sit there and cook whatever you want and see what happens. They have a fun little jingle that goes on, and you always feel cool when you make that really good recipe that gives you really great buffs. And this is no better feeling. And then with the amount of puzzles that challenge your mind with the way you want to, I'm not huge on puzzles, but for people who like that kind of stuff, you're really going to feel great when you're trying to solve one of these huge divine beast puzzles. And then you have the little puzzles that are more in the shrines, where you find little spirit orbs that can help you get upgrades for either your stamina or your hearts. This game was truly, truly awesome. I haven't had an experience like this in a game in a while. The only game that could really be as good as that one this year was Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's why it was at my number 2. Because what Zelda did was just go that extra step ahead. It made a game that made you feel like you were in a living, breathing world even more than any game I've ever played. You have this childlike exploration wonder to it, because you just wonder what's up there. I wonder what's down there. I wonder what I'm gonna find. You always have this feeling of, I'm just gonna explore like a kid again, and I just have to reward that. This game also had amazing fight mechanics, as always. Awesome. We always have it, and because of the fact that the weapons break, granted, I wish they didn't break so fast, but because of the fact that the weapons break, you're always forced to use all of the weapons they have in the game, instead of just sticking to core weapons that you feel comfortable with. You're gonna have to sit there and use different weapons, from a sword to an axe to a hammer to this, all kinds of different weapons. And it always made you experience new things. There are multiple ways to do different objectives as well, if you're smart enough to realize, hey, let me try this, I wonder if that will work. Odds are it's gonna work. This game was incredible. Nintendo really made a marvel of a game, and I gotta say, that is why Breath of the Wild gets my number 1 spot, Game of the Year for 2017. Guys, this was an amazing year for games. Let me know what you guys saw in the comment section below my list. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. That's okay, we're all different. I want to see what you guys think. Give me your top 5, top 10, top whatever games to this year, and let me know why you feel like those games are on your list. And, Let me know your opinions. That's all I want. Just simple discussion about why we all love games, why we all love different types of games. That's why I'm here. That's what I love about this community. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I am going to be going back to the movies soon to go start doing reviews for that, for the newer stuff coming out. Sorry I haven't been able to review some of the newer stuff that has come out lately. With the holidays and work and stuff like that, it's hard to fit it all in during these months. It's a little crazy. But next month, I'm getting back on there. My next 2 game reviews for next year are going to be Monster Hunter World and Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm excited for those 2 games next month. Let's go. Let's bring it. And then I'm going to be doing a new Insidious movie when it comes out in January. I forgot when exactly it comes out, but I know it's early January, so I'm going to be doing that. And we all know January is just wonderful for movies. But anyway, I have that planned, and I'm going to be making a Twitch account soon so that I can do, when Dragon Ball FighterZ comes out, I'm going to be showing you guys some gameplay for like the first 2 hours. I haven't made it yet. I'm going to very shortly. Going to do that, let you guys know. And we can have a good time. This year I'm going to expand my channel a little bit more, do different things, experiment, get better tech so that I can give you guys better quality videos. It's going to be a fun 2018. I ain't going anywhere, guys. Thank you so much for watching this year. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. And guys, have a happy New Year.